asking ourselves, is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? Because if it's not one of three, I don't want it. I'm not familiar with Alex Gray. However, I definitely have my own practice, my own teaching, my own methodology, and it's utilizable. I see many people, I'm starting to get many people that are asking for mentoring, also meditation, energy field readings. I have been utilizing meditation. I have been utilizing my own practice of meditation. I started meditation nearly a decade ago. I put myself in a place where I ask myself the question, can you do this? Can you achieve it? Can you give yourself the ability to be who you are? Can you go through the challenges that you have? Can you put yourself in that place? And so we start focusing, when we start truly getting down with ourselves, we start getting down with our challenges, when we give ourselves that place where we allow ourselves to go through challenges. We're going to have different kinds of challenges. We're going to have things that are going to work for us, and they're going to have things that are working against us. It's ultimately up to you to identify with that. It's up to you to ask yourself that question. It's up to you to ask yourself how focused you are, how determined you are. It's up to you to sit down and to write that stuff down and to put yourself in that place where you're utilizing the gifts that you have, where you're utilizing the challenges that you go through, where you're utilizing the things that you have around you. So whatever profession you pick, whatever mastery you go through, whatever, challenges you face off against, they all come from a foundation. They all come from an either focused place or a broken focus. So when we look from this, we start to recognize that the tools that we have are the ability to use what we have. And a lot of people recognize this as energy. They recognize the level of your connection to the universe as energy. They recognize the challenges that you go through as how well you can face off against them. So if you can start to see these things and to start reprogramming your thought process in such a way that you can program it positive, then you can start turning things that are negative into positivities. You can start identifying when things are happening around you, when things are happening for you. So it's getting into that mindset. It's really getting down with yourself to that point. It's giving yourself the ability to have an able mentality. It's giving yourself the ability to literally use the tools that are available to you. So as we recognize that, as we allow the universe to use the foundation that's already inside of you, and so when we utilize these kind of things within ourselves, when we utilize these kind of challenges there for us, when we focus to the point where we use what we have. And so yes, my fan, I saw a message on Periscope there that my fan is not working. And the reason why is because no matter how hot it is, this is about focus. This is about getting down inside of oneself, getting to that place. So as I have a student coming to sit down with me and to learn from me today, I want you guys to see that to be a teacher, you must first be a student. To be a student, you must first be focused. And so when you give yourself the place to actually focus, when you give yourself the ability to actually understand you, when you give yourself the ability to face off against your challenges, when you overcome your own challenges, when you truly sit down in the dark places inside of yourself and you go into those places like David Goggins talks about, those chambers in your mind, and you actually get down with yourself to that point where you are truthfully writing stuff down for yourself, when you are actually answering the question that is, I am using what I have, then the universe starts to audit you, starts to ask you the question, is this what you really want? Is this the type of challenges that you truly want to go through? Is this the place that you want to be? And so that's ultimately going to be up to you. It's ultimately going to be up to you to face off against those kinds of challenges. It's ultimately going to be up to you to take them on. So when you do take them on, when you do truly give yourself the ability to recognize it's not about somebody else, that it's about you. When you recognize that for yourself, that what goes on around you is actually manifested from within, and that the reflection is on the outside. Sitting down with a tool like writing stuff down starts to create a principle, starts to create a path, starts to create a pattern. So when you give yourself that place every single day, not just one day, not just 2 days, every single day, you make sure that you have time for yourself. Every single day, you make sure you're prepared for that thing first. And so that's exactly what it is. When you put it down in front of yourself, when you are truly honest with yourself, then you have an ability to have an able mentality. Then you have the ability to face off against your challenges. Then you have the ability to utilize the focus that you have inside of yourself. Then you have an ability to be who you are truly. And so when you are who you are truly, the universe starts working in your favor. It starts utilizing you. It starts to gauge you. It starts to test you. It starts to ask you the question, can you see what you just wrote down? When you answer that back with a positivity in the universe, not with a good or bad, that you recognize those are choices, but you recognize truly the universal forces working in your favor. When you rewrite that in that way, when you give yourself the ability to audit you, to recognize that moving forward isn't about what happened in the past, it's all about your mentality and your ability to utilize yourself truthfully in the universe. The universe has the ability to use the tools that you have. So this just happens to be one of the tools. So if you sit down and you truly put out what's in your mind, truly put it in front of yourself, truly put your dreams in front of you, truly put your challenges in front of you, truly write this stuff down. I mean, write down it in such a way that you become your best critic, but you also become your best friend. When you give yourself that ability, when you put yourself in that place, when you give yourself that kind of challenge, it ain't about somebody down the street. It's about you versus you. It's about me versus me. When you recognize that you can do that, you can start with simplicity. You can start with the ability to recognize nobody else needs to do it for you. When you give yourself that, that's when you can see the positivity can actually move in your direction. So with the mentality of that, with the mentality to achieve that, you can overcome your emotion. You can overcome your fears. You can overcome your challenges. So when we give ourselves that place, when we go through those kinds of challenges, where we get to that place where the blessings are coming, where the things that we have inside are there for us, when we see that for ourselves, when we truly give that to ourselves, blessings. Hello, Lisa. How are you doing? So when we give ourselves that ability, when we give ourselves that place where we face off against those challenges, where we give ourselves the ability to overcome those things, when we focus to the point that we're there to uplift other people, when we focus to the point where we can face off against our challenges, when we focus to the point where what we got inside is being right in front of us. I mean, you are so focused that you're going to turn things positive. You are so focused that you have the ability. You are so focused that you're going to overcome the things that come your way. Then when you write them down and you look from a universal aspect, what this does for you is it starts to break these things down in front of you how they really are. The next way, after you start to master from the outside, is to start to focus on allowing other people who have gone from their level of focus to achieve a mastery of reflection of motivation. When we allow this process to work, we listen to their stories, we hear how they focused, how they got themselves to that place, how they put themselves in a place where they allowed it to be positive, where they allowed the changes to come their way, where the universe started working in their favor. Then we start having the ability to manifest it. And this means the vibration of your thought process starts to become a reflection on the outside. Things start happening. You allow yourself to be in a positive place. You allow yourself to listen to positivity. You allow yourself to listen to people that are focused. So when we do that, when we give ourselves that tool of listening to positivity, when we turn off the negativity, when we don't allow it to affect us anymore, and anything that comes our way, we're going to figure out how it was meant to turn it positive, how it was meant to give you the ability to see the positivity in the situations, give you the ability to overcome the challenges, give you the ability to see that you are a blessing, that the things that you go through for you are there for you. When one focuses to that level, they start to see the positivity in other people. They start to see the motivation in other people. They start to see that they can do that too. When this happens in a professional aspect, a lot happens. When this happens within yourself, you start to get the place of self-focus. So when you allow only those things to be positive around you, when you allow only the things that you go through to be turned positive, when you give yourself that place, when you allow and give yourself that kind of permission, what comes out is you. What the universe has the ability to use from the outside is your level of focus. When you see that in front of yourself, that you are putting yourself in a way that positivity is becoming the result. Positivity starts coming your way. It doesn't mean that the challenges will come your way. It means that you have the ability to identify that the challenges are actually coming your way because positivity is coming your way. When we understand the universe is a blessing, when we truly understand the universe is a blessing, and that we can be a part of the universe, that we can be a tool in the universe, that other people are tools in the universe, that form of self-study helps you. That form of self-reflection outwards lets other people see you as strength, lets other people see you as a reflection of focus. When they see you as this, they see you as a reflection of motivation. When they see you as a reflection of motivation, the universe asks you the question, do you really have what it takes? When you recognize it for yourself, when you let it be you, when you let the tools that you have around you, like listening to positivity, not allow things that are not in your most positive place in the universe, when you allow your thought process to be a little bit bigger than yourself, when you allow the process to see the positive and the negatives, where things become reflections from your level of focus, the utilization of focus has the ability to utilize you. So if you put yourself in that kind of mentality, if you put yourself in that type of a place where you achieve it for yourself, where you achieve it within yourself, where you manifest it on the outside, where the reflection comes from your level of focus, it means that the things that are not meant for you no longer have an effect over you. It means the things that are not meant for you start moving out of their way on their own. It means the things that are not meant for you give you the place inside, give you the ability inside. So when you're listening to those people, when you're seeing other people calling them motivational speakers, study their focus. Study exactly how they focused to get to the place where they are. You'll find them sharing that. You'll see that they have found a place where those things, those gifts, those tools that they have, they start working through them. They start working with them. The energy inside of them starts to flow. The understanding of oneself starts to become. The ability to focus to that level becomes achieved. So when we allow that to be how we answer back from the way in which the universe identifies it, not from our place of our own opinion, where we identify this as a positive source in the universe and a negative source in the universe, and that it's waiting to be flipped into positivity, it's up to us to see it, to achieve it, to be it, then positivity utilizes what you have. Positivity utilizes an able mentality. Positivity utilizes able listening skills. Tools like that are special. Tools like that are blessings. Tools like that give you the ability to become positive, and the universe can see that positivity, and things that you're looking for can move in your direction. So when you recognize that a person is radiating a light of motivation, recognize that they are focusing to the level where what you're seeing is their level of focus. It is in fact you calling them motivation. It is you seeing their reflection. It is you understanding their reflection. It's you seeing what they truly are, which is focused. So when we see that for ourselves, we see that in other people, we start to see it is there as a blessing. We start to see it, and when you start to identify with it, when you truly start to identify with it, when you start to let it be a process within yourself, listening to motivation from understanding of a place of focus gives you the ability to understand that you can turn things positive. You can take situations and turn them around. You can take things that might have not been able to be overcome, and you can overcome them. With the right type of energy, the right type of understanding, the ability to utilize what you got becomes an ability to reflect outwards in a positive direction into the universe. So when we allow this process to work through us, with us, and in us, the utilization of positivity gives you the ability to see from a universal aspect, a universal place beyond opinion. When you see that the things are waiting to be turned positive, that they're waiting for you to focus past it, that they're waiting for you to bend the universe. When you are with it to that point, then we have a place inside of ourselves. We have an ability inside of ourselves. That is an able mentality. Next, we're going to talk about how we can start seeing quotes in front of us. Now, throughout time, people have written quotes. I want to provide a couple of these quotes so that you can see what I'm talking about. So just give me one moment as I open this up and I start pulling up these quotes. So one of the greatest quotes in time is, be discriminating about what images and ideas you permit into your mind. So this is talking about writing stuff, okay? This is actually talking about the ability to sit down and write stuff down. So if we put in, say, Plato, we can look at the most famous quotes throughout time. And we can recognize with these quotes that there is a place for them, for you to see them in front of you. And so when you give yourself that ability, when you truly give yourself that ability, hello, blessings. Blessings.
Hello.
Hello, blessings. How are you doing?
How are you?
Blessed. Very blessed.
Where are you from?
I live in the U.S.
USA. I love USA. Speak Arabic?
I'm sorry, my friend. I don't speak Arabic.
No, yes, yes. Okay. I'm from Egypt. Egypt, Cairo.
Huh?
Egypt, Cairo.
Cairo. That's a good place.
Okay, it's nice to meet you.
It is a blessing to meet you. So, I read energy, and I can definitely see that the energy that you have inside of yourself, you like to stand your ground. And a lot of the things that you do around you come from your ability to stand your ground. So, what a blessing it was to get a call in from Cairo. So let's go ahead and continue looking at these quotes. Let's go ahead and pull up these quotes. 147 focused quotes. Here we go. Let's see about this. So when we look at different people's quotes, I'm trying to get these quotes pulled up like I was saying, we start to recognize that these people understood this. They understood that when you use your ability to focus, you could manifest it around you. like Aristotle here, like Plato says, there are two things a person should never be angry at: what they can help and what they cannot. So when they recognize that knowledge is there for you, that you can truly focus to the place where you could see the purpose in it, there's no place for the emotion to exist. So things like knowledge which is acquired under compulsion obtains no hold on the mind. So when we give ourselves that space to focus, when we give ourselves those kind of challenges, when we allow ourselves that kind of place, when we focus to that level, when we get down with the challenges that we have inside, we start to see that throughout time there have been quotes. Throughout time there have been the ability to utilize it, to put yourself in a place where it starts to manifest it. Like I was saying, my brother, he has a quote. Now, this quote is very important because what this quote says is that
Hello.
Blessings, Elisa. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Very good. So, have you had a good day?
Yeah.
Are you putting yourself in a universal positive aspect?
Yeah.
See, it's interesting because when we look at it from a universal aspect, it starts to turn itself positive. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So I know that you are facing off against a lot of different challenges, right?
Yeah.
So what do you see in them and how you can achieve them from within yourself to overcome them?
I feel like, okay, the truth. So, I feel like I feel like I'm doing, like, too much, and then I feel like I'm not doing enough. Okay, the truth is, I feel like I'm not doing enough.
Okay.
But, like, I don't know, it's so bad.
That's okay. So realize that when we feel like the world is crushing us on the inside, it means that we need time for ourselves. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that the energy that you have put out, now you're feeling the effects inwards. You understand? So when you are inside, you have the ability to overcome those things. Because what it is they're crushing you from the outside in, right?
Yeah.
So how do you start to get to the place where it no longer crushes you? Is you go within you.
Yeah.
So I understand that it's hard. That's why I told you there's a process in doing so. So where you want to start is by writing everything down. Just put it all in front of yourself, right? So what'll happen by doing that is as you do that, you will start to see the challenges that you face off against. And it's up to you to start having the mentality to turning them into that knowledge that you want.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Are you with me?
No, yeah, no. Like, kind of.
Okay.
I hadn't really heard that part of it.
If you had to play chess against somebody, you've played chess before by chance?
No.
Okay.
I just,
Checkers, anything, any game. You've played a game against somebody else in your entire life, right?
yeah.
Okay. So, if you could see your opponent move before your opponent move, then who would have the upper hand?
I don't know, neither person.
The person who can see the move before the other person was able to make the move, right?
I guess.
So, by writing this stuff down in front of yourself, you get to see all of those moves that have been happening. You with me?
No.
Okay, if you can
Yeah,
see,
I know, but, oh.
I know it's
Okay,
difficult.
I'll try. But that's so tricky.
It's okay, because it's not for anybody else. It's for you. First, you got to get the tools in the universe to start working in a positive direction with you. So, by writing stuff down, what's going to start happening is you're going to be able to start, and you're going to probably just start sending it at me. You know what I'm saying, Alyssa? So, start sending that stuff at me. Be like, how do I go through this? How do I go through this? I'll start helping you out, okay?
Okay.
But you got to be truthful to yourself. See what I'm saying? And that's the hardest thing, is when you just sit down and everything that's on your mind, you write down. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah, write down a bunch of stuff.
Not just a bunch of stuff. Every single thing that's on your mind.
It's like, never mind.
Huh?
It's always like, it's like always just like not mine. It's just like a bunch of like channeled messages that like aren't even like mine. Like, I don't think I could put like ownership to them.
Well, what I'm saying is everything that's going on in the mind is actually being manifested on the outside. So when the mind starts to put itself in a positive place, where you start to see everything happening to be turned positive, then the things that are happening around you start happening in a positive direction. So recognize that that is a start of turning things positive. Are you with me? I know it's a challenge for yourself, but you can do it. And the thing that affects you the most is the depth perception. The actually being able to see it. You know? You know that. And that purple energy field, which is the depth perception, is the thing that affects you the most. However, you think quite a bit, which means you do come from a yellow energy field, which is the same place as worry. So, essentially, what's happening is the ability for you to allow your thought process to work to the point where it's utilizing it so you can overcome your challenges isn't happening because you're not realizing your strength is in your ability to think. Are you with me? So when you give yourself the ability to start putting in front of yourself, you're going to be able to start seeing it. So you'll be able to strengthen your depth perception, and eventually things will start to become crystal clear. So that's why you think that much. Are you hearing what I'm saying?
Yeah, cause no. Yeah, okay, I don't know.
What I'm saying is you're really intelligent. You're so intelligent, you don't even want your own thoughts to be wrong. So what I'm saying is you got to use that thought process energy in a way to overcome those other challenges that you have in front of you. So this is going to be a challenge for you because you think so much. Are you with me?
I don't. I don't know.
What I'm saying is when you see it in front of yourself, it'll start to iron itself out. So it's not write down a bunch of stuff. It's actually write down what's going on inside here. The truth. Not one piece, not the other piece. Just exactly like this is, you understanding what I'm saying? I know it's hard. Huh?
I guess.
But I'm here. I'm here to uplift you, okay? And more than anything, I'm here to be your friend, all right, Alyssa?
Yeah.
So I want you to realize that you do have a high frequency of yellow energy inside, and that's a blessing. That will help you to be able to see mental clarity later. But start with that practice, okay?
Okay.
And so start sending it my way if you need to see how to flip those types of things. You have my Facebook, right?
Yeah.
You can give me a call. You know that, right?
Okay, yeah.
So I'm here to uplift you. Just start challenging yourself in that way. Put it all down in front of you and then look from positive and negative. So anything that's emotional, anything that's... let me get the breakdown here. I'll actually give it to you the way it is. So instead of the own opinion, you want to look from a universal aspect. And the universal aspect is like this: fight, flight, slavery, emotion, time, organization, focus, and knowledge. So when you allow yourself that, to start seeing those types of things, then it'll start to come down from that place where that energy, that thought process comes from. Will start to allow you to start seeing these types of things clearly. Are you with me?
Yeah, I got like half of it.
Okay, so if everything that you wrote down became crystal clear and you were able to turn it into positivity, it would definitely help you, right?
Yeah, but what's the next part?
The next part is getting to that point where you're doing it on a frequent basis to where it starts to write a picture in front of you, so it removes that inclarity from the depth perception. So you start getting your depth perception.
What was after the emotion part?
So after emotion is time and organization, and then above that is focus and knowledge. So what you want to do is realize the chain in which it's in, and you want to start writing these things down instead of the word. So if it's an emotional word, you want to replace it with knowledge. If it's a focused word like fight, flight, slavery, emotion, time, you want to put the place focus in the word. So instead of saying good or bad, you want to look from an aspect of positive or negative. Are you with me?
Okay.
What'll happen is you're going to start to see mental clarity. So that purple energy field will start becoming more clear. So,
I think I'm just supposed to stay away, but like, I feel like I can't stay away, so I just have to go see.
see, that's that thought process. That's exactly what I'm telling you. When you start using these tools,
What to do?
that's what I'm saying is that what's stopping you from gaining that access to liberation is, yeah, what's stopping you from gaining that access is that your mind thinks every thousands of thoughts at the same exact time. it thinks like, for one situation, it thinks 20,000 thoughts. And so it doesn't see the clear situation. So when you start to see the clear situation, you will start to see clearly. So that depth perception will open itself up. So use those 1,000 thoughts that you have per each individual scenario, right? And turn them into words. Every single one of them. And then take those words and start seeing how you can flip them towards a positive direction. And so what'll happen is it'll start to allow yourself to open yourself up to see clearly. Because the thing that's hardest is the ability to see clearly, right?
Yeah.
So recognize that with the yellow energy, the place of worry, but also the place of thought is there. So it's truly breaking it down that's going to bring you the clarity that you want. So, anyways, I'm here for you, okay? I'm getting more and more people. Like, I have a person coming over here in about 20 minutes. I'm going to be working with that person. I'm here definitely to help you out. I want to uplift you. I want you to see that I really do care to help you, okay? Like, you see it. I go through readings on a constant. You know what I mean? So, but I just wanted to make sure that you got the time for you, okay? Can you do that? Can you start writing that stuff down? Okay. All right, my friend. Send it at my way. Send those challenges over. Let's go ahead and start getting that mindset to put things in a positive direction so you can manifest them from within out. So you can overcome these kinds of challenges because they're hard. Like, you've heard the stuff I went through, right?
Yeah, kind of.
So what I'm saying is that it was hard. You know, I was sleeping in my car and I was sending money to Europe to a person who ultimately abandoned me. I was with that person for 8 years. We were married. We still haven't become separated yet, you know? So I understand. And I'm telling you, the first way to get yourself to feel like you're free of that is to allow yourself to focus on the foundation of you, for you to become the best teacher of yourself. And that best way is to use those 1,000 thoughts and to start to master the thought process. It's a blessing that you have the ability to think that much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just have to see it as a gift. Okay? Well, I'm here. And if you need a clarity or ability to get it going in that direction, you could throw stuff my way. You could even throw a whole entire thought process my way. And I will honestly sit there and go through it with you, okay?
Okay.
All right. I do hope that you have a blessed day, Alyssa.
Okay, okay.
Right. Blessings. Stop, bud. Oh, yeah? Go out there.